So from that, you then made the case for government interventions, and given the nature of the externalities, you could then apply taxes or subsidies to then restore what is the socially efficient outcome, right? With a per unit tax, you could then talk about, well, in short, how you then shift the supply curve, okay? And my battery is running low, so I will basically run through public goods fairly quickly. And the public goods, in effect, is a good which was non-rivalrous and non-excludable. And in many ways, it is, you could think of it as an extreme positive externality, right? Because the actual benefit to the public is actually larger than whatever it is to the private firm. So from that, you then kind of talked about, well, okay, what is the public benefit? Given that it's larger, it would actually lead to underconsumption, right? So again, it comes back to the fact that it is not accurately capturing the benefits. So we talked about non-rivalry, where one's consumption does not impede another from consuming it. So the marginal cost of providing the public good to an additional individual is nil. So think of a light post. And non-excludable. So no one can be actually excluded, right? No one can stop you from actually using the light post, for example. So there were certain degrees, right? We talked about pure public goods and impure, okay? So from that, we talked about the marginal social benefit, which is, in effect, the actual benefit of each of the individuals from consuming that one unit, and that's why you vertically sum all of the demand curve. And then we had the thing called the Samuelson condition, which basically states that the efficient quantity is found by summing the individual private benefits to the marginal cost, okay? So free riding was what would always occur because of the non-rivalness and non-excludability nature of it. And because of that, right, people tended to free ride, and hence they would then lead to under provision. So the next thing which we kind of then talked about, so sorry I don't have the slide tablet with me, but Sam's got the slide, is Lindau pricing, where what we kind of talked about was, in short, if we allowed firms to then basically price according to what each of the individuals value it at, we should arrive at an efficient outcome. But as you'll see in the book, and also in the review slides, that we show that there is a deficiency because there's always an incentive for someone to actually free ride, right? And as a result, if there's someone to free ride and all that type of thing, we will still have an inefficient outcome, right? So the mechanism as to how this actually works is sort of in the slides, and I definitely encourage you to check that out. So what is so how do we actually solve this problem? So one way to solve this is basically through some sort of taxing system, okay? So what the government would then need to do is to tax people as to how they would value it, right? And then from that, if you actually tax them, you can actually arrive at an efficient outcome. The actual mechanism, again, is in the review slides. So there are a few problems with that, much like what I kind of alluded to when I tried to probe you about taxes. How do you actually, what are the pitfalls? In this particular scenario, right, there is a issue with people reporting their true valuations, right? There is a tendency for people to underreport what they truly value the good at. And as a result of that, right, you're not going to be able to get the taxes right. So much like with the positive and negative externality, you have to accurately work out what the actual benefits are. And if you're not able to do that, right, then you might have a scenario where the taxes are going to cause more damage than they are in terms of benefits. So like with everything, information is always vitally important.